top Worcester News tonight, a tragic scene in Oxford. An elderly woman and 2 dogs killed in a house fire. The latest on the investigation. Plus, it is the official premiere day of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We have reaction from excited fans in the city. Good evening, I'm Brittany Schaefer. We begin with a serious crash involving a trash truck in Auburn this afternoon, sending 1 man to the hospital. Auburn police and fire were on scene of the crash for several hours Friday investigating. Joylyn Nakran has the details.
Here's video captured by Sky Ranger giving you an aerial view of the scene. Emergency officials who responded tell us the driver was outside his trash truck and somehow was hit by his own vehicle. Right now, they're still looking into how it happened.
That's a really dangerous area down there. It's very steep. I've lived here my whole life, and I know that I've almost drove right into that yard just like that.
On arrival, we had a trash truck that they found in the location that you can see below with a utility pole snapped in half and male victim or male party in the roadway not moving.
The victim was taken to UMass Memorial Hospital with serious injuries. A developing story out of Oxford tonight. An elderly woman dies in an overnight house fire. Firefighters were initially unable to find the woman as they discovered hoarding conditions within the home and very heavy fire. Our Rosalind Flaherty has more.
This is what's left of a home on Sacarappa Road in Oxford after a fire ripped through it Thursday night. The flames so intense, firefighters were unable to rescue an elderly woman and 2 pets who were inside.
Everybody had to be pulled out of the building, all the firefighters at that point. It had gone through the roof. It was structurally unsound.
The Oxford town manager identifies the victim as Josephine Mulvey. Neighbors say her daughter, who also lived in the home, called for help when she discovered the flames.
She's in shock. Yesterday she was just incomplete, utter shock. She was kind of like, it was almost surreal for her, obviously, to have lost her home overnight like that.
Firefighters faced a number of challenges. They say they initially were unable to locate the woman due to hoarding conditions.
The house was very well packed with furniture and items.
There are also no hydrants on the street, so firefighters had to shuttle water back and forth with tanker trucks. And neighbors say a bridge nearby has been closed for more than 2 years.
A bit of a concern, even for either me, other people on the road, and just the, kind of like the access point.
The town manager says the property has been an area of concern. As for the bridge, they've been working to find ways to get it fixed, but says it didn't have an impact in fighting the fire. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Now, the DA's office is investigating. They have not yet released the identity of the victim. Also in Oxford, a second fire breaking out at a barn overnight. This one started just before midnight. The Oxford Fire Department says the barn was completely engulfed in flames and burned to the ground. Thankfully, there were no injuries and no animals inside. The cause of the fire is also under investigation. The Worcester Fire Department is warning residents to be vigilant this winter when heating your home. Deputy Chief John Sullivan says the winter is their busiest time of the year for structure fires. He says the heating season can be dangerous when residents use items like space heaters or candles. He says you should always turn off a portable heater when leaving the room or going to bed.
There's added responses because of the heating season. Oftentimes folks are utilizing space heaters and so on to try to keep warm, and we have power overloads, and so there's a number of different factors that go into it, but yeah, the winter is usually a busier season as far as structure fires go.
Sullivan also advises residents to keep Christmas trees well watered because a dry tree can catch and spread fire quickly. Shepherd Hill Regional High School hosted Holy Name in women's basketball Friday night, with all proceeds going to a cause near and dear to the school's heart. The school raising money at the game to benefit the John Pear Student Support Fund. The charity started after the death of their middle school teacher, John Pear, back in September. The teacher was riding his bicycle on Route 20 when he was struck and killed by a vehicle. The crowd was full of Be Better shirts tonight, a saying Pear loved. Close friend Colleen Nassas says the community has been very supportive.
Everybody just wanted to do something. Basketball, John loved basketball. He loves Dudley and Charlton School District, and they wanted a home game where people can come celebrate, the community the season, the holiday together. So it's celebrating, but it's also healing. It's a healing process too for everybody.
The charity benefits Dudley and Charlton students to give them all the supplies they need in school. While some had the opportunity for an early screening last night, today marks the official release of the new Star Wars film. Here in central Massachusetts, fans were thrilled to hit the theaters for what could be one of the biggest films of the year. Our Cam Jandro caught up with moviegoers today and has the story.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi is finally here. Showcase Cinemas North in Worcester was playing the film all day Friday. One woman was on her way to see the film for her second time in less than a day.
I actually did that for episode 7 as well. I saw it on its midnight movie premiere, and then I immediately saw it again the very next day. I think there's so much going on in the movie that it's really great to see it twice in a row because you catch things you didn't get to see the first time because you're just too excited the first time.
The Last Jedi will be the 8th film in the franchise and second to come out in the last 3 years. For some, seeing Star Wars in the theaters has become somewhat of a tradition.
I've been seeing them since I was a kid. I saw all the prequels in the theaters when they came out, so I grew up with a friend who did the same thing. She saw all the movies with us. We saw it last night, and now I'm seeing it with my family today.
You've seen every single one so far, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a big fan, so perfect. Part of the job, right?
People of all ages bought tickets and filled seats at the theater. Fans here in Worcester say their excited release day has finally arrived.
The first showed on commercials. I've been excited for this since the first preview came out, really.
We wait all year since the one that last came out gets out. We always go and see it the day it comes out, seeing everyone.
Now, The Last Jedi is expected to be one of the biggest films of the year. Worldwide, it's expected to bring in hundreds of millions of dollars over the next few days. If you didn't get a chance to see it tonight, that's okay. Theaters across the area will be playing the movie all week. Reporting in Worcester, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Cam. New England leaders saying they're focused on gun safety. Mayors from across the region, including Worcester Mayor Joe Petty, in Boston today to talk about the gun buyback program. Mayor Walsh discussing the one-day regional gun buyback program being held Saturday. This is a joint effort crossing multiple agencies and states. Tomorrow throughout central Massachusetts, guns can be dropped off at police stations. Each gun will be exchanged for gift cards, no questions asked. For so many who are behind this program, this cause hits close to home. They all agree more needs to be done to get guns off the streets.
Every day when we're out at these crime scenes, there's way too many guns on the streets. And together, working with the hospitals, working with communities around New England, we can really send a strong message.
Most of these guns were taken off the street. There's an Uzi here. You know, you have an Uzi that were taken off the streets. You have shotguns, sawed-off shotguns. I mean,
several central Massachusetts police departments are accepting guns tomorrow at their headquarters. Girls Inc. of Worcester holding their 3rd annual holiday musical Friday. The show is complete with costumes, a decorated set, and hundreds of Christmas lights. The girls ages 8 to 13 perform skits, dances, and songs. The theme this year was the Great Big Holiday Bake-Off. Director of Programs Kathy Odgren says it's a night the girls and their families look forward to all year.
Each year we pick a theme, and this theme is on healthy competition. So many of our girls in the show also play on our basketball team, and some of them didn't get the role they wanted in the play. So we're teaching them that whether you get the role you want or your team wins the game, that you actually have won because you've gained knowledge along the way, and it's a win-win. And it helps you refocus on goals that maybe I need to work a little harder on my dance steps or practice singing a little bit better to get the role I want next year.
The girls practiced 3 times a week since September for the show.